Welcome to the For Love of the Land podcast. We're your hosts, Adam Keith
and Matt Dye. Each week we're interviewing guests from across America. They all have one thing in common. They all are tied to the land. So if you're like us and you love all things land, welcome home.
All right, next on the For Love of the Land podcast, we have Mr. Nick Skinner from Iowa. Nick, how you doing?
Good, guys. I'm doing good. It's cold. I guess it'd be up here. I guess I'm north of you, so it's cold up here right now.
Yep.
And
any snow on the ground?
In parts, yes. Right here where I'm at, not really, but just south of here, about 20 minutes, there is snow. Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and tell us what company you're with and kind of your region.
Okay. So I am with Iowa Land Company. Me and my three brothers started this about 2 years ago, and currently serve all of Iowa. Kind of hence the name Iowa Land Company.
Yep.
And
makes sense.
We are
Makes sense.
kind of,
yeah.
We're located here in the central part of the state, around Des Moines area, and then my two brothers, Luke and Matt, have an office in Fort Dodge, and then Cody and I have a kind of a satellite office in Vinton, Iowa, that we kind of serve the, I'd say, central to east central part of the state.
Perfect.
Up in that area. So
as a new brokerage, what's kind of your specialty? Or do you have a specialty, service everything?
Yeah, I mean, obviously our specialty is land, and that's really what we strictly focus on. But I would say tillable cropland, farmland. We do some recreation listings as well. We have a hunting background, kind of grew up hunting and do a lot of that. But we like to market and specialize more on the tillable farmland side, and kind of bring those buyers and sellers together. I think it's kind of an old school real estate, I guess, approach a little bit, just because farmers don't like change a lot, and most of them are older generations. So it's a little tricky to kind of bring those two together. A lot of it's word of mouth, but we're figuring it out on the marketing side. So
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting what you guys have going on. So it's four brothers, correct, that started Iowa Land Company?
Yeah, yep, correct. And we have, I think we're up to 6 agents now that serve kind of, I would say southeast particularly, or that part of the state. And then we have a few up kind of closer up to Des Moines that kind of do it more part-time, maybe not as full-time. But so we're up to, I think, 9 agents total, including us 4. And
Okay.
then, we kind of serve, the state of Iowa, all 99 counties.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's a big territory to cover, but that's pretty cool. I mean, you guys are working with farmers daily. That's a neat, not many people can say that.
Yeah, and it is a big territory, but we've kind of tried to hone what we do and the way we do it into, being effective doing it this way. And it's going well so far. So we'll just keep building on that, and hopefully in 25, 35, 40 years, it's bigger and better than what we have ever hoped it could be.
Man, 40 years from now, he's thinking way past where I'm at.
I like it. Forward thinking.
That's right. Well, so I know you've got a property you want to highlight today, so tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I have a new property that just hit the market Sunday afternoon. It's 77 acres here in Warren County, Iowa. And for those that don't know where Warren County is, it's just southeast of Des Moines, and actually kind of touches the Des Moines metro. Indianola is a town that kind of is right in the center of Warren County. And this farm is located kind of in the southeast part of Warren County, just northwest of Lacona, Iowa. Kind of a small little town, but it has just shy of 61 FSA cropland acres, and CSR2 average on those are 57.4. So pretty decent for that part of the county, really. And then
You definitely know it's crop ground when they're throwing out those numbers.
Well, yeah. How about for someone who's listening from, let's say, Middle Tennessee? What does
Yep.
CSR2 mean? Break that down for them.
Yeah, so basically what that is it's a combination of the slope and then the fertility in the soil, and that's just how Iowa kind of um, comes up with what the value of that dirt is.
Hmm.
So they'll give it an average. The higher the number, which the highest you can get is 100% or 100, and then as high as you go, the better, and more fertile the ground is. So on
Sure.
average, the higher quality it'll be, and the more you're going to pay per acre for it.
Okay.
And
So
that can be basically directly correlated to yields off the ground
yeah,
year
yeah,
to year.
for the most part,
Hmm.
and I would say it's a yield average of 5 to 10 years. So
Sure.
they'll kind of average that out.
So out of all the listings you have, would you have a idea of what the high end of that CSR2 average would be,
Yeah,
and then relation to this farm?
yeah. I mean, we've had farms. We had a farm here up in the northern part of Warren County that went on auction. It was a 40-acre parcel, and it had a 91.8
Wow.
CSR2 average. So, and that's obviously getting close to the 100. So,
Yeah.
That's
that
primo.
that brought quite a bit more. Just to kind of put it in perspective, that brought roughly about 9 to 9,500 per acre,
Wow.
9,000 to 9,500 per acre.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, but it's very area specific. It's very, when you get into this area where this farm is, that soil and slope, and that average is pretty good for that area.
Okay.
So, um, yeah, so it's
Cool.
a,
That's interesting.
That's a great tip for everyone to learn and be able to
Yeah.
understand when they're looking at listings like this what it all means. So
Yep.
thank you for sharing that.
yeah, and I think that's is very important for, especially an investor that, has some money to park somewhere and wants to kind of have a solid investment and wants it to, you know,
Perform.
do well and yeah, and perform, and is to, talk to somebody that knows that area. That's kind of why we wanted to stay within Iowa and focus on just the state, that way we don't spread ourselves too thin.
Yeah, you are Iowa basically subject matter experts when it coming to farming. That's what you would like to create, basically.
Yep, correct. Yep.
Absolutely.
So what is the, I guess, any more information, average income on this property?
Yeah, so right now, the owner is currently the operator on it, so he is currently farming it. He would be open to renting it back for a pretty good rate. I would say around $200, maybe a little bit more per acre.
Hmm.
So I'd say it'd be around 12,000 possible cash rent income if you didn't have a tenant or if you weren't an operator yourself.
Okay.
Um, and then the farm has been tiled in 2014. It was tiled. So roughly about 45,000 was spent on that.
Yep.
Um,
What
so
about
it
CRP?
drains well. So it has about a 4-acre filter strip. It does have, so the farm kind of is an 80, lays 240s east and west, and it has kind of a draw that runs, I would say about the middle part of the farm on the south end up to about kind of the northwest part of it. Um, and it has a filter strip on both sides of that draw. So,
Gotcha.
and that annual payment is a little over $1,000. It's $1,000
Okay.
20 annually for the next 5 years.
So with that
Uh,
filter strip, is there any bird hunting options on this farm? Is there any pheasants or quail around here?
yeah, there is. Yep. There
Cool.
is. So you kind of have a little added benefit there if if you like to take the kids or family out and try to shoot some quail or pheasants.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like a pretty nice little piece if you're looking for crop ground. Who do you think? I'm assuming that you are assuming the prospective buyer is going to be a crop farmer of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an investor. If you can get it bought right, right. The listing price on it is 368,000, which is about 47.79 per acre.
Yeah.
So if you can get it bought right, I think it could be a pretty good investment, and or it could be an operator buying it, or possibly even a guy that's kind of getting started with farming and doesn't have $1 million to spend.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Or even $500,000. So, it's a good farm, and drains well, and you don't have to worry about it being wet. So
You get
Awesome.
crops in and out. That's
That's it.
important.
yeah, that's very important, and especially for a year like this year, the farmers,
Mm.
depending on where you're at in Iowa, it's been a very rough year for the farmers, both getting their crop in the spring and trying to get it out here this fall. So
Not getting political, but it sounds like there's some momentum with the farmers, crop farmers especially, on possibly some good news about soybean prices. Is that correct?
yeah, there is. There could be a really good uptick in the soybean prices here over the next, I'd say, 3 to 4 months.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Well,
I know
that'd be
that's
great news for farmers.
perking a lot of ears
Yeah.
up there.
Yep,
Yep.
it definitely has, and I think they've kind of been waiting for it for a little while now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if a guy's interested on this property, how can he get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me. You can email me. My phone number is 515-468-3610. And then you can check us out. You can check the listing out at iowalandcompany.com and just click on land listings, and it's I think it might be the second or third one. So
We got 77 acres in Warren County, Iowa. What's your email?
email is Nick at iowalandcompany.com.
Perfect. Well, there
Well,
you have
Nick,
it.
appreciate your time. Thank you so much for sharing about this 77 acres and Iowa Land Company in general.
Yeah, no problem. And yeah, it's I think it's I'm excited to be on, and kind of a cool idea that you guys have going here.
Awesome.
Appreciate that, man.
Well, hopefully sometime in the future you will jump back on here with another 1,000-acre hunting farm for sale that you want to share about, right?
Yeah, we have quite a few of those. Those typically come on market in the spring. It's kind of the hot time for that market, but we'd gladly sell 1,000 acres tillable as well. So
I bet you would.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Awesome. Well, we will catch you in the future, and take care.
okay, thank you very much, guys.
See